Hello everyone, welcome, willkommen to your weekly Psychic Tarot Astrology with me. We are covering Monday, February 7th to Monday, February 14th. Okay, let me just make sure this is working. Okay, it is. Yes. Okay. So everyone, let's take a look at this week because it's a very special week. It's a very special week. Last time, okay, so Saturn first entered Aquarius March. Ooh, gosh, dang it, mother of pearl. Sorry about that. Okay, we'll get the fire going. Saturn first entered Aquarius March 21st, 2020, retrograded back into Capricorn July 1st, 2020, and then entered Aquarius again December 17th, 2020, December of 2020. That's the big date for you because Saturn was just temporarily just a little dip into Aquarius. December 17th, 2020, Jupiter conjunction. That is the one that we've been really on. So since Saturn has been in Aquarius, we've been earning rewards for conscious behavior when it came to making serious decisions and powerhouse commitments to being authentically ourselves. Okay, so you guys heard me talk before last week about these downloads that I've been getting about astrology, and more came through, and I wanted to come back on. I wanted to come on YouTube and go live again like late last week, but I was instructed not to. I try to do that. Hello everyone, welcome. I try to do that so that the channeling stops. When I get the message out, then the channeling is done, and it's like overnight, and I don't get that. So I wasn't instructed to do that, so here we are. Conscious and unconscious manifestations, that's the effect. The energies themselves, that's the cause, that's the causality, it's causal. So how the effect manifests is determined by your conscious awareness or your unconscious awareness. When you're conscious, you know what's going on. When you're unconscious, you don't know what's going on. But the thing is that your subconscious mind kind of creates your reality. I say kind of, but it does. The subconscious is 95% of your mind, so it's constantly projecting what your reality should be and should look like and should feel like. So we're more unconscious than we are conscious, but what we're conscious of, we give so much emphasis to it that we think that we have all of this control, which you do, but it's not coming from the place that you think it's coming from. So when you have like a bad transit, when there's something bad happening, whatever is a crisis, it's just an unconscious desire on your part to go through that experience, that you spiritually and emotionally, mentally rise to the level of maturation it takes to meet that crisis, because then it's not a crisis anymore. You've dealt with it, you've gotten through it. So thank you for reminding me that there's also opportunities that you can create, and there's opportunities that you can recognize when you're conscious, when you're not just ego and cognitive dissonance. But if you're in denial about something, and everyone that's in denial is in denial about being in denial, so then you can't see an opportunity. You cannot recognize something. You're just projecting something out of the situation. Anyway, back to Saturn being in Aquarius, being ourselves for our own sake. There's rewards for this. So all of the benefits that you experience, those are karmic rewards, and karmic is just cause and effect. That's it. You've already earned it. You've already put the energy into it. You've already made a deposit, so you can make a withdrawal from the universe. So Saturn in Aquarius is being ourselves for our own sake, not for anyone else, not for the perceived or promised or implied benefits from others. When we go against being who we really are, we are taxed with obstacles and delays and lessons and ego crashes that are meant to ground us. They're meant to, teach us a lesson about being who you really are, about being authentic. Saturn is also Saturn and Neptune are the fear planets. We can fearlessly be who we are That's like the lesson of Saturn being in Aquarius, is be who you are. Just own it. Be who you really are. Okay, sorry, I'm not going to get like a shouty Leo here. That's when we attract our tribe. Being authentically who you are and just letting people gravitate to you and letting yourself be naturally drawn to people. That is the most like purest incubation of like energy. You've been hearing me talk about this for 2 years already, okay? Groups, tribes, families, companies, friend groups are all going through this stress testing. We've been stress tested as individuals to be a real individual for our own individual sake, as well as being stress tested as groups in the tribes that we belong to. Those groups, the friend groups, the companies, the families, the tribes, the corporations, all of those are have been stress tested too. Is it built on integrity? Is everyone allowed to be who they really are? And not. Okay, the new moon in Aquarius is what I'm trying to get to. The new moon in Aquarius last week really highlighted this energy last Monday, and we're on the energy in a big way right now. And this is why this week you can make some powerhouse commitments to yourself as an individual and to a group that honestly reflects the best parts back to you, the best parts of you back to you. Authentically, honestly, not as a manipulative tactic, okay? Because they're being honest about who they are as much as you're being honest about who you are. That's the resonance. When you are being honest and authentic and someone else is being honest and authentic and you just vibe, it's not like someone's like higher or lower or someone's too different where someone has to entrain to match the other person, where it's just comfortable being around them. It's just like that resonance, okay? That is all on your conscious behavior. That is all on your conscious awareness, you trying, you caring about this stuff. So if you're being conscious and you're using this astrology ethically, you are using it to become more of your individual self for your own sake and to be more comfortable living your life in your own sake, for your own sake. Not trying to hurt anybody else. That doesn't have anything to do with anybody else. Just you being you and you enjoying being you, not caring about what other people think. That's what we support here. The Artegan, we support the individual. It's truth, love, and integrity to save the world. And it happens on an individual level. Okay. Because I want a global community of individuals. It would bore me to pieces if everyone just like was the same, believed the same thing. God, it's boring. Variety really is a spice of life. Okay. That's actually America's strength, is that we're all so different. Okay. That's all on your conscious behavior. On the unconscious side of the same exact energy, we have something else. And thank you, Lauren, for your comment, because you hit the nail on the head with that, about how predictions can be so much more accurate when we talk about astrology like this. And that's why I channeled it, is because it's even more precise, and it's from a position and from a perspective that makes the person, the participant, the individual, not a victim of their environment. It empowers the individual to look at and use astrology this way. So for all you baby astrologers watching, if you kind of feel this energy and feel this perspective, it'll be so much easier for you to talk about, so that you're not talking about everything as if you are, or your people that you're reading charts for are victims of the planets, victims of astrology, victims of the environment. It's just not. I thought it was empowering to know like what's going to happen, what I can expect. Well, this is the next step. When you're ready for this next step, is to take more responsibility for your energy. And this is what we're about here, is energy mastery for the individual and for the family. using tarot, using astrology, using psychokinesis, all these different levels of becoming more who you are, mastering your energies, because no one should have to be a victim of their own compulsions. Compulsive behavior comes from that unconscious, from that subconscious. Okay, on the unconscious side of the same exact energy, we have something else. Low Aquarius energy. Low Aquarius is shallow and superficial, to judge others, not using that positively, using it to judge others, especially financially, status symbols, fucking caring what other people think of them, keeping up with the Joneses. That's all an unconscious projection of an ego that is scared to be who they really are, and an unconscious manifestation of a cognitive dissonance that protects the person from even understanding what's happening. Remember, people that are in denial, when we are in denial, we're in denial about being in denial. That's what it means. That's what it means. So, what I'm describing, this is exactly, and this is why I advocate for America being this group of individualists, being a group of individuals, and that being our greatest strength, that we're also different. And that's why America is unique. This is how an entire society can move from a truth to a lie and do horrible things and condone horrible things to each other and to other groups and to other people. Because the participants in the group will learn to be the greatest, the unconscious, okay? They will learn to be the greatest preachers, the greatest disciples of the lie. And they will reinforce it over and over and over, because their own egos, their own protective cognitive dissonance, their own denial is on the line. Who they are is on the line. Who they are, that they need to personally protect at a very personal psychological cost to them, because they believe they're this ego. The ego dies with the body. Who fucking cares? Acceptance to the group is their priority. They think that's who they are, is an association, the designer bag, the approval of a group, the approval of society, the approval of whatever. And now it can go either way, and I'm going to get into it, but it doesn't have to be like design or anything. It could be a group that believes, that's always, I'm against, I'm rebelling. Or your group is, we're not gonna ruffle the feathers, we're not gonna rock the boat, we're gonna go along to get along. And that's the group. It doesn't matter what the thing is. What matters is the energy of that little collective. Acceptance to the group is their priority, and participation in what the group identifies as normal or righteous, whatever it is to that group. You could be a biker gang, you could be a political association, you could be a spiritual community. It does not matter what the content is. It's the context that holds the content in place, that's corrupt, that's messed up, that's inauthentic, that is not serving the individual. Acceptance to the group is their priority. Can I finish the sentence, Natalie? And participation to what the group identifies as normal or righteous. No matter if it's a lie, doesn't matter if it's stupid, doesn't matter if it doesn't make any sense. It grants you acceptance. It grants you the acceptance that the unconscious ego is looking for. That's what I've been through so many like groups, like friend groups, like people of groups, and like once I spot the BS, I'm like, out. It's very lone wolf energy. I have my moon in Aquarius, but this is like everybody. It's all of you right now. It's all of you since whatever the dates I said at the beginning. I think the first one, March 2020, July 2020, and then but on consistently since December 17th, 2020. That's what propaganda does. Talking about moving from the truth to the lie. It's what propaganda specifically is, what people use to make us think their way, or what we use to make other people think our way. What you use to make someone think your way, okay? So in that way, when the propaganda is going It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's be copacetic, be amenable, make everyone get along, just go along to get along. It doesn't matter if it's like hippie culture. It doesn't matter if it's I'm against, everything's bad, everything's this, everything's that. It doesn't matter what it is. I want you guys to be able to see this in any group that you're looking at. I want you to be able to identify it so that you know if it's like your resonance or if it's a lie. Okay? And don't be afraid of the lies that people tell you. Be cognizant of the lies that you tell yourself, the lies that we tell ourselves about what this is. The propaganda. So the propaganda goes, and then the ego identifies with this group image, whatever it is. Whether it's I'm a goody two-shoes, or I'm so righteous, or I'm so cool, or I'm a rebel, or I'm so creative, or I'm so confident, or I'm so rich, or I'm so bad, or I'm so perfect, or whatever it is. Ooh, that's ego. You're selling your individuality for this ego. That's not even you. The ego dies with the body. That's real freedom, when you can outgrow these different, go through these ego deaths, outgrow these different things. All right? So that the participants become experts at the lie. You become the disciple, you become the preacher, and then you sell others on joining the lie because you have this vested interest in it, because your ego's at stake. You're lying about who you are to gain acceptance, so you have to push it onto other people, that same lie, to keep reaffirming your ego, your cognitive dissonance that's trying to protect you from the truth of being who you really are. That's why, like, slander, gossip, insults, that's all projection of like their biggest fear of being called. You know, like what their persecution karma is, their persecution fears are. So, spring of 2020, and from December 2020 until now, you should have a much better grasp on who you really are, if you're being conscious and honest with yourself. And that will make you realistic about where you belong. Take your time with this. I cannot tell you how many like groups and friend groups I have like cycled through. Okay, I sound like a serial killer when I say that, but I'm not. Going through all these different groups, it's like you don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to leave a group. Don't be afraid to not talk to your family. Don't be afraid to take a break from your corporation. Don't be afraid to, like, that means you're growing. Okay, now ideally, like let's say you have like a nuclear family unit. When one person starts to grow, everyone grows together. That's the most ideal situation. Because someone's changing their frequency, and then there's the entrainment. The other one has to toggle up, or the other one has to revert back and regress back to an old version of their software, of who they used to be. And there's people that count on that. There's people that want you to stay who you were 20 years ago because they benefit from it. Maybe monetarily, maybe sexually, maybe, but maybe just ego. That they need you to stay the same to keep reaffirming the lie, to make their ego feel better. So friends, groups, companies, families, tribes, they will, over these, spring of 2020 is when people really started to be like, you are not my tribe, you are not my people, this is not my vibe. Okay, that's when it started. But December 2020 till now, I'm really like right now. Okay. Till 2020, till now, friends, groups, companies, families, tribes will strengthen their bonds, the ones that are going to last, the ones that are really like, yes, oh my God, I'm so glad this is my tribe, this is my bond, this is my family. They'll break up, If it's not, the band will break up, and new groups, new companies, new families, new tribes will continue to form, band together until March 2023. So, but you need to be real with yourself about who you are first. You're going to end up in the wrong group. You're going to end up in the wrong tribe, and you're going to be there. Maybe it's their truth, but it's your lie. You don't want to live, okay? Like, you might just, don't be afraid to like back out. Don't be afraid to undo that. Okay, that's what this Capricorn retrograde energy, December, January until like literally last Thursday. We're still in the shadow, but that's really undoing these commitments. This is not, I am not pledging my allegiance to this. This is, I've outgrown this. Okay, but you got to be conscious about it. You got to be really conscious and aware of this. Otherwise, you're going to betray yourself. No one else pays the price of you not being who you really are but you. It's the conscious and the unconscious. Okay, so she's reminding, thank you. So last week, like the first and second, like all those nights, the first few nights of last week, I was getting channelings about this astrology stuff. And that's when I was like, can I just go on YouTube and just talk about all this? So the channeling stops, and they're like, no. So what those channelings were, it was about that, again, about those opportunities that you can create or that you can recognize when you're more conscious. And it's also to analogize to you that it's the movie, okay? So when you're unconscious, you're like in the movie. And when you're conscious, you're aware that there's cameras, and you're aware that there's a crew, and you're aware that there's like, that it's a movie. Okay, so you might just be like working in, you can't see the matrix when you're in the matrix. So all of us are conscious to a level, to a degree. It's a level of consciousness, but all of us have the subconscious and unconscious programming from mom's last trimester of pregnancy to 7 years old. That's what runs the show. And I just want to liberate everyone. I just want everyone, just even for me and for my kids, like that's just going to be like, I just want all of us to enjoy a society where everyone's just who they are, whatever that is. That's America. That's everyone. Pursue your definition of happiness without affecting or impairing somebody else's ability to do the same. If somebody else wants to be whatever, wants to wear whatever, why does that bother you? It shouldn't. Okay, unless they're trying to break in your home or something. You know what I'm saying? It's like boundaries. Boundaries. And the freedom to be who you are as an individual. Let's talk about, real quick, conscious and unconscious. I want to talk about leader and follower, because the follower does whatever's easy. Whatever the group wants, whatever their partner says, it's easy. The follower just wants whatever's easy. It's just easier to repeat the preaching. It's just easier to preach what's already been preached. It's just easier to be part of the propaganda. It's just easier to, whatever it is, whether it's I'm against, yeah, rah, rah, rah. Or whether it's don't rock the boat, just be real chill. Okay, I'm chill. Whatever it is. The follower will just go with what's easy. The leader advocates for what they believe is right, no matter what. Goes up against the opposition, goes through the delays, takes the obstacles, because they believe, and it's hard to stick with truth and love and integrity. You guys have heard not all of them, but you've heard so many stories of me on YouTube throughout the years of all the jobs that just didn't work out because it was a matter of time before I found some grossness or some shadiness or some lack of integrity. And I would work to advocate and to change it, and everything was corrupt everywhere I went. So it's just like, okay, bye. So a leader cares about the right thing being done to them. Like for them, whatever that right thing is, like there's obviously like dark leaders, there's obviously very good leaders that advocate for fairness and justice. You know, the follower follows the leader. Now, it's okay to be a leader, it's okay to be a follower. There's nothing wrong. Don't make judgments. Remember, we would rather understand than judge. So if you're a follower, it's okay, but just be honest about that. Just be honest that you're a follower. Just be honest that and then just pick a good leader. That's it. You can be a follower. There's nothing wrong with that. Just pick a good leader, though. Pick a good ideal, and be conscious of what you're choosing. Be conscious of why you're choosing this, whatever it is, whatever the leader is. If it's an ideology, if it's a platform, if it's a person, if it's a whatever. Okay? Because the leader says, I'm going for who, as an example, for who I want. I want to be with this person. I want to be with this type of person. I want this type of life. I want these standards in my workplace. I want to see fairness and equality. The follower is going to go, well, whoever tries to be with me the hardest is, I guess, who loves me, and I'm going to be with that person. Whoever tries the hardest to be with me, I'll be with them. I guess they love me the most. I'll just be with that person. I'm sorry, I mean, it's fine if that's who you are, but just be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so moving on. That's some conscious, unconscious stuff, and, you know. Let's finally get into the week. So this is a pretty harsh intro, but this is this Aquarius new moon conjunct Saturn that you're on, and tomorrow, I'll get into. Okay, so whatever came up Friday, Saturday, Friday the 4th, Saturday the 5th, that Sun conjunct Saturn, that is like your agenda lesson plan for the year. Okay, so the beginning of this week, like today, tomorrow, it resolves some problem that came up to kind of make you decide where you belong, because this new moon is a new beginning here. It's a portal, and if you walk through it consciously, you get effects and results that you can manifest, that you're very pleased with. If you walk through the portal very unconsciously, dominantly unconsciously, you're going to get the results and the effects and the manifestations that you need to experience to take something more seriously, to take your unique individuality more seriously. Something's not going to work out. You're going to fail at something. You're going to be slapped with restrictions. You're going to be, there's going to be some Saturnian lesson, and it's going to be painful. Like Saturn, I am like a child of Saturn. Like, as you guys know, I don't mess around with Saturn, man. When I'm in pain, I'm like, where's the lesson? What am I trying to learn? What lesson am I trying to learn here? Let me just learn it, alchemize it, get it out, and move on. That's my approach now with everything Saturn, since my Saturn returned. Okay, so resolve some problem that came up to you. So end of the week is another. Okay, so the end of the week I'm really excited about. The big movements and where you're going to get the results and see what you've been manifesting. It's going to be like today, tomorrow, and then the end of the week, like the weekend. Let's talk about it. Okay, Monday, February 7th, go for it. And I have little titles for all of the days now. So Monday, February 7th, I'm titling Go For It. Moon conjuncts Uranus in Taurus. That's today. Yeah, buddy. Okay, consciously align your integrity to your values. Otherwise, you will unconsciously attract an offbeat shock to your emotional system. You'll be like, well, ow, Sorry, I'm putting my tongue back in the mouth here. So when I say stick to your values, it doesn't mean militantly holding on to what you want, what you like, what you care about. It has nothing to do with the actual possession of values. Stick to your values means that every decision that comes up for you to make, take a moment to organize your choices into ethical and non-ethical, and consciously choosing the ethical no matter what else is attached. You think there's going to be consequences for going against the group. Even if you see this down the line, you see your group, your family, your tribe, your company, your corporation, your friends, and you see the shadiness like creeping in, and then like the compliance. Well, it's like, well, let's just bend the rules for our purpose. But when someone else bends the rules, we're going to be real hard-lined about it. Like everybody knows. Or if you think that you stand up for marginalized groups of people and then you bully each other and it's a real cliquish in that group. I feel like I trigger people when I say hypocrite and hypocritical, but that's exactly what this is. Like this new moon in Aquarius. But that's also cognitive dissonance in your ego protecting you from understanding that you could be a hypocrite. Or that we can be acting and behaving this way. So stick to your values means this is like when you see people like throwing Bible quotes at you and they're super judging you and they're super judging other groups of people, and it's like, it's not honest. That hurts a lot of people too. So stick to your values on Monday. And this is how you work with your unconscious. This is how you work with the synchronicity of the universe. This is how you work with the unknowable element in life. I'm telling you, it sounds so simple, but it's so important. Truth, love, integrity. Why have I been preaching this for, did I say that right? Preaching. Why have I been preaching this for like since spring of 2019, since I first got on YouTube? Because it works. Because if you do that, if you stick to your values Monday, and that's the solution, you don't worry about anything else. You just worry about doing the right thing, the ethical thing, love, truth, and integrity. You will have happy surprises. You could not have orchestrated better. Let the universe do it. You send the energy out there, and it's going to come back, and you'll be very happy with it. But if not, then you're going to get unhappy surprises. There's going to be unhappy shocks to the system, okay? Okay. Tuesday, February 8th. I'm titling it Keep Going. So if Monday the 7th, you go for it and you just go on your integrity, you go on what your values are, you go on what your ethics and morals and beliefs are. Tuesday, you want to continue that momentum because there's a quarter moon in Taurus. That's a crisis in action. So consciously take the action, and this could be Monday as well, depending on when it hits for you. Take the action that will propel your momentum forward without judging anything else about it. Not good, not bad, not hard, not easy, not too fast, taking too long. Just take the day as it's coming up and take the action that commits, okay? Do the thing. Do it. There's also Mars in Capricorn trines Uranus in Taurus on Tuesday. That's breakthrough momentum. That's so cool. It's like you get all the green lights all the way down the day. If you just like, okay. Consciously, you're excited, you're interested, you're curious, you're thrilled. You're excited if you're channeling this consciously. Otherwise, you will unconsciously attract an event, a situation, a relational issue that's suddenly spiraled out of control or has you reeling from feeling like something spiraled out of your control. Instead of a reward for your conscious energy work that propels your momentum forward, it will be like very wild, crazy momentum trying to teach you something. Also on Tuesday, the moon conjuncts the north node in Taurus. I'm so excited for this. This is the first lunation of moon conjunct the north node since the nodes shifted. So Checking in with how you're feeling is going to tell you everything you need to know when determining how conscious or unconsciously you're working the energy. Do you feel self-assured? Do you feel self-reliant, self-possessed, confident, hardworking, satisfied with your personal character, believing in your own integrity, believing in yourself? That's conscious. That's very conscious. Are you feeling angry or lacking without? Are you feeling a loss of resources, loss of happiness, loss of something? Or do you feel like something you care about is being threatened? Do you feel like something you value, something you love, is about to be lost, or could go away from you? That's an unconscious manifestation of how your shadow's been working the energy while your conscious mind has been doing something else. Maybe consciously you're doing, it's like some kind of manifestation technique, but unconsciously you're not working with your shadow. You never address your shadow. You never try to understand yourself. So that's what it's projecting out way stronger than your conscious manifestation things. So when those things manifest, now your conscious mind is very surprised to be dealing with these curveballs. Okay. Wednesday, February 9th, titled Consciously Imagine. Okay, so the moon in Gemini squares Jupiter in Pisces. Consciously imagine the best as you act on your integrity and take actions that are ethical. Imagine the best. Everything that happens, this must be working for me. This must be part of what's going to work the best for me. So this must be working to my benefit somehow. This will build your trust in the universe as you actively wait, not passively stress out. People misuse their imaginations every day to make myriad fears so real to them. Think about that. We all have made our fears so real to us, when we could have been using our visualization to make our dreams real to us, positivity, confidence real to us. Remember, all stress, all anxiety in your life boils down to one thing. What do you believe? What do you really believe about your life, about the world? That's your spirituality. Thursday, February 10th, wake-up call. I've titled it Wake Up Call. So, Thursday, moon in Gemini, trine Saturn in Aquarius. Okay. Use this energy consciously to integrate the lessons you learn through your engagement with other people into your wisdom database. Believe people when they tell you exactly who they are. Be honest with yourself about the lies you tell yourself about other people. It's a little bit like a bubble burst. You need to accept others for who they are, as they are, for your own sake, so that you can make the conscious decision regarding the groups you belong in, if any at all. This day and age, you don't even have to get along with people that you live near, or if you were born in some small farming community and everyone had to talk to each other and you were super alienated. We have the internet, we have this is how this is happening. Your energy, my energy, dink. So, really, more now than ever, don't be afraid to be exactly who you are, because the chances that you will find someone or people, find your group, find your family that really resonate and love you and accept you and just really that's real and authentic, never been better. Your chances of finding that kind of resonance, never been better. So be, look on the bright side here. Okay, the groups that will work will have structure and integrity and trust. Otherwise, like, the group has to allow everyone to grow and to keep growing and to go through these different, okay, that's like, I'm just saying. Otherwise, unconsciously, you'll find yourself drawn into gossip, social fears of judgment of the group, or lots of fake people and ego-dominating situations. That is someone's total confirmation. Right there. Moon in Gemini also squares Neptune in Pisces. So consciously use this energy to accept that there are people who lie to you and to themselves about who they really are. Either as part of your day-to-day, or you could even be reflecting on a past person or a situation. And because of the level of consciousness you're at right now, you're finally able to see them in the past, or that situation in the past, for who they really were, or who they really are. Otherwise, unconsciously, you'll be lied to today. What's this? Thursday. You'll be lied to. Or you could lie about who you are, just to gain acceptance into the group. But remember, don't be afraid of the lies people tell you. Be more afraid of the lies you tell yourself. All of us have some shadows, some okay? Like, just humble yourself a little bit, put the ego down. Otherwise, you're just going to keep getting bit by this thing that you refuse to understand about yourself or accept about yourself. That's dangerous. That's very dangerous. Okay? Again, the theme of gossips and slander and low energy levels, you could just be very tired as well, could be unconscious manifestations. Brownie points if you're conscious enough to use this energy to break apart previous spiritual beliefs. Remember, spirituality, what do you believe? How do you feel? Deciding how you're going to feel based on what you believe. That's your spirituality. Everyone has one. Breaking apart previous spiritual beliefs that limited your perspective on what you really are and what you can really do as far as energy work is concerned. The Moon Neptune square, there has to be a bubble burst. There, something that you just didn't thought. You thought something was this, but it's actually that. That energy has to come out. So consciously, you can use it to look at yourself as more empowered than you did before, or believe in yourself more than you did before. Unconsciously, it's going to be super low and petty. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Friday, I'm in love. Friday, February 11th, mystery solved. Okay, now it's getting really overnight, like midnight-ish. Moon in Gemini trines the Sun in Aquarius. You can refresh your social ambitions and goals to be more U-shaped if you're using this energy consciously. That's why I failed as an actress. Just like as an aside, I have acting. Being an actress, that's like 95% social ambition and 5% talent. Like, I'm not even saying like people are not talented. People are extremely talented, and I think acting is probably good for everybody. Like as they're growing, like as they're like little children, to learn how to channel their emotional energy. I think it's extremely therapeutic. So think about that, like social ambition. You can refresh your social ambitions and goals to be more U-shaped. That was not me-shaped. I didn't know that actresses have like this whole personality. Like a couple of years ago, I watched this movie, Nick Cage, Adaptation. That's when a light really went on for me. That's when I was like someone reading my diary or something. I don't know. And then like, especially like when I got to LA, then I was like, oh my God, I have like the writer personality. There's no social ambition with writers. So I'm not saying like as far as like acting talent, like there's no, I'm saying I was like a 95% deficit social ambition. Because you like need that. You really do. I belong in the internet. I belong online. Okay, so how do you do that? How do you do that? Be who you are. Just be wholly 100% you for your own sake. It's doing what you are guided to do for your own sake, doing what you want to do, your own curiosity, your own, you know, I didn't do anything, I didn't do any social ambition for acting. It was so hard because I didn't want to. I didn't want to go to any parties. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to do it, so I didn't. I mean, I forced myself to a lot of like little events and stuff, but oh my God, painful. You need like a balance. So if you're doing something like, you just need like a balance. You need someone that can do all of that, or you know what I'm saying? Like, but just be who you are for your own sake, for your own pleasure, for your own enjoyment, as you're guided. That will attract honest supporters in the same vibration, and you will be inspired to support others that you like. You just like them and you want to support them. You want to see them do well. Okay? TikTok is so cool. I love it. I'm like really into TikTok. If you're into that, if you're not TikTok, but if you're into energy mastery, I'm doing a TikTok project, the Gateway Documents, and I have it all available for free on my website, theartigan.com/CIA. So that's there, and it's cool. That's pretty cool. So I'm breaking it down in the TikTok videos. Okay. Otherwise, unconsciously, this energy could just be simpler, where egos are interacting and it's a shallow experience. Not necessarily bad. Shallow doesn't mean bad. Shallow is just shallow. It's just shallow. It's just, there's nothing wrong with that, guys. Like we need shallow, superficial energy so that we can go to the grocery store. Hi, how are you? Buy a loaf of bread and milk and honey. Hi, oh good, how are you? I'm good, great, thanks. All right, take care. Okay, great, bye, thanks. That's shallow and that's superficial, and we need that. We need manners. We need that vibration so that we can all be so different. You know, even if, okay, let's say there's like a racist at my grocery store, doesn't like indigenous or Mexican or whatever, and they don't want to sell me bread and milk and honey. Okay, that's extreme, but you know, okay. Let's say the next grocery store, they're the same way, but the teller can ring me out and they can say, hi, okay, $10.99, okay, here you go. Oh, put in your PIN, okay, great. All right, thank you for a bag, no bag. Oh, no bag, I brought my own. Okay, all right, thanks. Okay, bye. You can still have that, and you can still do business. You can still do what you would. They're doing their job, they're running their business. I'm getting my milk, I'm getting my bread, and they can think whatever they want about me. I can think whatever I want about whatever I want at the end, and we can do the thing. We can still live life, so long as it doesn't infringe on other people pursuing their happiness. That's the point of America. What's that quote? I love this quote. I feel it so much in my little Aquarius heart. I have my moon in Aquarius, by the way. I may not agree with what you have to say, but I will fight to the death and defend your right to say it, or think it, or feel it. It doesn't do anything to me that someone hates me for whatever reason they choose. It hurts themselves. It doesn't do anything to me. It doesn't do anything. And it shouldn't do anything to you either. You shouldn't care about what people think, or that's just their projection. Whatever people are projecting onto you, that you're triggering something in them, and that's their business. It's not your business. When people like you, when people resonate with you, you're mirroring something they like about themselves back to them, and that's the resonance. That's when you don't have to entrain and follow the vibe. You're both at the same level. Okay, also on Friday, mystery solved. Mercury conjuncts Pluto for the third time, trining the North Node in Taurus. The first time was like December 28th, 29th, 2021. The second time was January 27th, 28th of this year. So This is mystery solved energy. We will all see something that was hiding in plain sight that we just didn't see before. Our level of consciousness wasn't able to pick it up. I have a little example here. 7-year-old Natalie watching John Waters' film Cry Baby. Watching that movie now, I understand so much more. I love that movie, by the way, but there was so much I didn't get. I don't know why I liked it so much, but I just love that movie. I mean, Johnny Depp, of course, but yeah. I want to break out into song from that movie. That was like the only musical I liked for a really long time, because I don't normally like musicals, but I love that movie. Aww, hatchet face. Okay, sorry. You're at the level of consciousness to be able to see, to identify, to name it, to categorize it, and it's probably a fear or a deep pain or a wound, but you can see it now. Ooh, there's this creepy story. I don't remember where I read it or heard about it, about this man, and the man's telling the story about how he was in an elevator and someone asked him about a scar on his face, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about, I don't have a scar on my face. And then later on, he goes to his room and looks in the mirror and he sees a scar that he never saw before. This is exactly like that. There could be a wound, there could be a scar, there could be scar tissue that you just didn't see there, but now you see it. And now you can talk about it, you can think about it, you're probably seeing it and its effects clearly. How you've been working against yourself, undermining your own success through thinking and speaking in a certain way. That way of thinking or speaking or behaving or interacting or communicating, that way has to end. You've got to flush this out so that better quality consciousness can take root. The mind has to give up some ingrained way of thinking. It's also clearly what you need to do in order to go where your heart really wants to go. So give up the old plan, give up the old ego. It's from your early childhood, it's from a past life, it's an ancestor's trauma. It's not yours to own anymore, because what you own, you pay on. You don't want to keep paying on someone else's karma or pay on things you're done with. Release it consciously. And if you've been resisting this Mercury Pluto stuff, if you've been resisting, something's just gonna blow up. Because Scorpio, Pluto is pretty nuclear. That's why you have to be very delicate with astrology because you can't talk about things that people are not psychologically ready to hear. They either won't get it, they won't understand, it'll totally go over their head, or they'll have like a moment, But sometimes, if it's it depends on what it is, because otherwise it's really good. It's a good breaking of that cognitive dissonance. We need to get over people. I don't mean get over or let go, but we need to adjust, So I remember I was talking to my astrologer once, and she's like, Natalie, how are you still stuck on this guy? I'm like, oh, and she goes, Natalie, looking at his chart, he's cheap and bad in bed. And me, he's getting better. I share these stories for your benefit. Okay, that cognitive dissonance, my ego was holding on. My cognitive dissonance was protecting me, but the truth was let it go. Whatever. If your ego is holding on to something, that wants to believe something, that wants to force something, that wants to make something, that wants to die on, if you want to die on that hill, you will. Saturday. I was waiting for them. Saturday, collect the rewards. Okay, you just saw the mystery, your Scooby-Doo at the end. You pulled off the guy's mask, and it was the intaker of the hotel that led you to your room in the beginning of the episode, and you're like, oh my god, you know. Okay, Saturday, collect the rewards. Mars conjuncts Venus. Ooh, okay, I'm on a time thing today. Mars conjuncts Venus in Capricorn for the month, but this is a really big deal. Like, this is when stuff happens, like for real, like the weekend, because it's leading right into that full moon in Leo. Consciously open up to sync with new strategies and disciplines. Embrace new rules that empower you instead of undermine you. Okay, there's new love, new values, new appreciations. All of this has the follow through as well. There's a positive chemistry mixing in the same area of life that's undergoing that demolition. That's that Capricorn area of life. There's like the where the mystery is being solved is where there's also love and, you know, beauty and grace and all that good stuff. The hard truth, that excavation. So see the beauty that's trying to unfold for you. Lean into the cooperation. Be one half of that cooperation. Pluto wants to force an ending in your life. Pluto, and in this case, it's in a way of thinking, a way of talking, a way of, you know, perspective. It's trying to give you that ending to give you a beginning. That's how Pluto works. So Moon in Cancer trines Jupiter in Pisces. Consciously, this energy is a kind of spiritual exaltation. This feels so good. You could really be flying high without any of that heaviness to weigh you down and keep you down. It's like, you know, because you've released yourself of that pain because it's heavy, the heartache, the resentments, the ego, and kept the lessons and the wisdom from having gone through those experiences. You could be connecting heart to heart with someone where you both are knowledgeable in your own areas, and you can share humanity, share growth, share what you've learned, share what they're learning. It could be very nice. Moon in Cancer also squares Chiron and Aries, so a very specific wound gets the healing salve, which is part of your reward if you're using this consciously. So you will feel a familiar pinch, the vulnerability, the insecurity, yet today it can be met with the nurturing that you've had to go without until today. So it'll be more effort to allow yourself to be known, to be heard, to be understood, felt, and seen. Unconsciously, an insecurity of yours gets aggravated, and you could waste the energy in defensiveness or conflict. So you won't know what you're doing, except you won't know that you're doing it. People won't know that they're doing that. They're going to feel triggered, and they're just going to defend. They're just going to react. So you'll be projecting it onto others. And if it's you, you'll know, because all of a sudden everything is annoying. All of a sudden nothing goes right. All of a sudden everything is just irritating. Boop boopy doop. Hello, Sunday. Bloody Sunday. Okay, Sunday, February 13th, I'm titling Theme Park Adrenaline. Overnight, like 1 to 2 a.m. Pacific time, Moon in Cancer opposes the Mars-Venus conjunction in Capricorn. This is extremely sensual. Something can be so perfect. It could be exactly what you need, exactly what's missing for your psyche. It could be a dream you have. It could be a creative impulse. It can be one moment. Consciously, you can tune into big data through how you're feeling. Remember, all that information gets downloaded into a feeling in just a second of emotion. That's why it can be difficult to verbally unspool how we feel. There's just so much in one feeling, in one emotion, in one moment. So if you're more conscious, you can go on the ride that it takes you, and it might be thrilling. There's this perfect balance that can be achieved if you go with it. Unconsciously, you just won't be mature enough to recognize the opportunity, or you won't be mature enough to participate correctly. That's how I'm talking about it. So you'll attract an experience that shows you the areas that you need to focus on balancing internally, which may irritate you because it's going to show you where you're not balanced. Okay, Moon in Cancer forms a kite astrological formation with Neptune in Pisces, the South Node in Scorpio, and Pluto in Capricorn. Like on the ride, like going all the way up, this is like when the drop happens. This is when like the slingshot the bow and arrow gets released, the slingshot gets released. It's the detonation. You have these 4 elements working together to not only deliver without effort a benefit like right into your lap, but to trigger your jumpstart in a big roller coaster way. Now, this is theme park energy. I love it. I really, really love this song, this one. Okay. It's the powerhouse energy the week builds towards and fully unfolds on the Leo full moon. The 3 elements of the trine reveal, the 3 elements of the trine reveal the generation of power, the concentration of power, and the distribution of power. It's an astrological formation that's a trigger to push to reconcile and resolve a fated paradox, problems, obstacles, or stagnancy. Probably stagnancy, like in a lot of cases, it's probably going to be just do a little. Okay. Okay. Pluto will release the energy. Pluto pushes for things to end in your life so that they can give you a new beginning. I feel like the answer, the resolution, is in a very fated and karmic ending and or a necessary driven beginning. The drive to begin is overpowering. They're both necessary Sunday night. Pluto trining the North Node, your hunger for your beginning should be stronger than your fears of letting go of what's familiar and comfortable to you. How that expresses itself will probably be visceral, emotionally, no matter what. Unconsciously, it's the drop that you didn't know you were on a roller coaster. You had no freaking clue. You thought you were standing in line waiting to get some ice cream. And then the drop happens, and you're like, whoa! Your ego and cognitive dissonance. Okay. It's a drop you weren't ready for. You had no psychological preparation because you denied it was ever going to happen. You forced yourself to believe you were in line waiting to buy ice cream on solid ground. You actively told yourself that. Your ego and cognitive dissonance tried to protect you from this truth, but your soul is bigger. The ego dies with the body. You have promises and contracts that you don't remember making, but your subconscious and your unconscious remember and know. That's what you're following through on and paying on it in your lifetime, reaping the rewards on it in your lifetime. You'll know what's what through your feelings, aligning with love and truth and integrity and trusting that. Mercury's at the 29th degree of Capricorn on Sunday as well. They were at this point New Year's 2022, January 1st. This Mercury in Capricorn featured a retrograde concurrent with the Venus in Capricorn retrograde and multiple Pluto conjunctions. This is the end. Beautiful friend. This is the end. My only friend. The end of our elaborate plans. The end. Okay, this is the end. I want to finish the song. I'm not going to. Now, okay, Mercury won't return to Capricorn till the end of 2022. So you're done for now of reframing your mentality surrounding your commitments and how you apply your self-discipline. Apollonian, morning star, Mercury will be at their maximum elongation on the full moon February 16th, 26 degrees west at 1 degree Aquarius. Watch my astrology class on Mercury synodic cycle to get the full meaning and download all of Mercury synodic cycles for this year 2022 on my Twitter. I think it's on my Twitter. Yeah, it's on my Twitter. The Artegan on Twitter or watch Natalie on Twitter. I'm not sure which one I put it up on. Maybe both. It means we're galloping towards a mental stimulus that can feel how it feels when you're reading something that you're totally just engrossed in, that feels like a literacy addiction and you just can't pull your eyes away and you just keep reading. That's how I am when I'm reading. It doesn't feel like I'm reading words anymore. I just like, it's like watching a movie. It's like I just see it. I just see the story like I'm watching a movie. Or they're just like new thoughts. Like just like I'm just getting new, like a stream of new thoughts. Like I don't even see the words anymore. That's what it's going to feel like. Or like watching TV for some of you. Like where you're just kind of like really into it. Wrap it up in Capricorn because you're still covering the same ground until the 24th of February. Because that's when Mercury will surpass where they were when they stationed retrograde. But today's progress on Sunday is a culmination, and you're getting results either way when Mercury leaves, okay? How conscious you've been versus how bad you've been resisting the lessons is what's going to be. Mental health is a good barometer with which to measure between now and February 24th, and will determine the bigger mental health strengthening or struggles between now and May 21st. Okay. Aww. Oop, oh. Monday, February 14th, Valentine's Day. Show me more. Perfect for Valentine's Day. Or V-Day if you guys are into the 1 Billion Rising protesting and events. They do drum circle beat. It's really fun. Mercury enters Aquarius where they were January 2nd. And now we retrace those steps better informed. If anyone else has their Mercury in Aquarius like I do, please comment below what it's like to have the Aquarian mind, because we are all 100% totally different. Aquarian energy, none two are alike, just like how Scorpio never produces a shallow person. I don't care what they say. Aquarius never produces two sames. We're all just really different. The clues to this are hidden in the dime store astrology magazines and the tacky astro columns, genius, inventive, quirky. That's all the effect again. I've been instructed to demarcate the cause, the causality. The cause is the kernel of truth. Wherever Aquarius falls in your chart is where you've got to shed your ego, your superficiality, your wanting to keep up with the Joneses, the plastic surgery to look like other people, all the ways that you try to impress people or fit in with the group, because all of that is unconscious garbage. And Mercury retrograded here on a conjunction with Saturn to make you feel the snap back to that, to learn hard lessons when you try to fit in where you're meant to stand out. Whenever I try to be normal, I have my moon in Mercury in Aquarius. Whenever I try to be normal, it 100% every single time blows up in my face. Every single time. Try to have a normal part of my life. Try to do normal things. Try to do normal this. Try to have a normal, enjoy normal moments. Blows up. Blows up. You want to consciously be you. Think independently for your own sake, not to rebel just for the sake of being against. That's also low Aquarian energy. I'm against. Okay, it's like I'm righteous. That's still follower behavior. Caring about superficial stuff is very low vibrational, Aquarius and Capricorn. It's just really low. It's unevolved. It's fear-based. It's victim of the environment. Okay? So you've got 2 weeks to get it right, because you went over this already before. You're doing it again last time for a year. To get it right. And the universe is going to reward you for the lessons that you've learned in the first half of January if you worked it consciously and you tried. Remember what I told you about learning German. All you have to do is have the will and the want. Okay, the will, the want, you have to want it, and just to keep trying. And then one day you have a breakthrough. So you guys could have your breakthroughs and your benefits and rewards as early as Monday, that the Leo full moon is going to be dishing out. Or it could be over the next couple of weeks as the Leo full moon continues to disperse the light. Dispels the moonlight. Okay. Mercury in Aquarius consciously could luxuriate indiscriminately and therefore be constantly inspired by human life. Remember what I say here, we would always rather understand than judge, and this is why. When you make a judgment, you're done understanding. And you miss out on a lot. You want to work the detached energy in a positive, non-judgmental way so that you can innovate and access your genius. Everyone has Aquarius in some area of life. So it doesn't matter if you don't have any planets or points in Aquarius. Aquarius rules some area of life. There's an area of life where you need to express your own individuality and just do it your way. And be weird. Let your freak flag fly. You can't see the matrix when you're in the matrix. So show me more should be your motto. And it's perfect for V-Day. Show me more. The Leo moon opposes Mercury in Aquarius. This can be emotional and revealing. Consciously, you've got to try and balance your creative impulse or your self-expression with a detached, mature, and strategic rationale. Unconsciously, people will just want attention for attention's sake and not care if it's good for anyone else, or not caring if them getting attention means anything or has any value to anyone else or for the collective. So it's like attention for the sake of attention. I also think people are going to earn attention in very unusual ways. So I think that'll be entertaining. These are the most unique energies of the zodiac, Leo and Aquarius. So like let the freak flag fly. The weirder, the more, not the weirder, the more, whatever's you, whatever's out there, whatever, that's the better. Whatever you like, if it's different, like that's good, okay? Leo moon trines Chiron and Aries. If you've been channeling your pain consciously into any form of artwork, it will be met with success and possibly receive recognition of some sort. You could also complete a project and have something to show for any pain that you went through. Your channeled art could also provide healing for others, which would be best. That would be very, very ideal. Unconsciously, the ones that have been denying their own expression to try and just get attention could feel the pinch as something bigger is happening that's honest, something that really connects to the heart of people. So at the same time, it could be painful, but it can also be encouraging, because it could be encouraging people like, hey, it's okay to be who you are. And just be who you are, you know, it's okay. It's good, it's positive. Oh my God. I totally forgot that we're doing tarot. Oh my God. Okay, this is gonna be the fastest. Okay, we're gonna do one card. We're gonna do the simple cover and cross, because I have a little adventure to get to today. We're gonna do Capricorn, we're gonna do Capricorn, we're gonna do Aquarius, we're gonna do everything we always do. But oh my God, I totally. Okay, the simple 1, 2. 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords, Page of Pentacles. Someone feels so much better about not holding back and not being so closed off. There's like this really strong new thing, or it might even be like either a very idealistic person or someone or something really honest or something really, it might be new too. It might be something very new, but it's very inspiring to move something through a kind of blockage or like a resistance. Wow. 6 of Pentacles. Seven of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, and the 9 of Cups, bottom of the deck. So, wow. when you really let go of that resistance, when you really let go of whatever was holding you back, whatever was keeping you and the situation really stuck, that's when like all the options and the opportunities and the happiness and the satisfaction and like the abundance and just something is able to be nurtured very practically, very physically. Something gets to be physically nurtured and something can physically move forward because of a release of an old mentality. And it's like happiness. It's just like pure happiness. But it's being open to it. It's being open-minded. It's being open to sharing. And what I like about this is it's very equal. It's very reciprocity, like an equal give and take. Oh, I didn't even. Okay, I'll have to come back and do the timestamp for the tarot, but I really like this. So honestly, you or someone else in your situation this week, you'll know the breakthrough is happening when someone releases and lets go of that very limiting, just like holding back. Someone was or is holding back, and they won't be holding back anymore. This has integrity written all over it. All these pentacles and then the Queen of Pentacles. I like that. There's a lot of trust here. So it's making the right conscious decisions about what to trust, who to trust, why. And then like the whole world can open up for you. Congrats. All right, my loves, I love you forever and ever and always. Take very good care until next week. Many, many beautiful blessings.